What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is episode 14 of the New Japan Pro Wrestling Jobber Knocker podcast. It's Conway, it's Dommy Feds, and today we have a jam-packed episode. Dom, how we doing?
Awesome.
How was your weekend?
Good. It's good. It's quiet. Not much of
Quiet?
anything.
Yeah, it's
Quiet.
a bye week for the Patriots, so there's sometimes not much.
Yeah, there wasn't much going on. There really wasn't much going on this weekend. Now that I think about it, I had to work Sunday, but other than that, just watched a lot of fucking wrestling.
Yeah. So did I. But I also went to the movie theater. Had a nice date night. Went to the movies. Went
Very
to
nice.
Boston. Yep. Saw One
And what
Piece
did you
Red.
see?
We saw One Piece,
Okay.
the film Red. Okay, now for those of you who don't know, which I assume is a lot of you, that is the 15th movie in the One Piece franchise. One Piece is a pirate anime that has been going on since the late 90s, like 97, 99, somewhere around there. And it's about 1,066 chapters in, and it's about 1,000 episodes along with these 15 movies. Now, the movies are not canon at all.
They're not what?
They're not canon. They're not like, you don't have to. If I were to show you any of these movies, you're not missing something integral in the series, right?
Gotcha.
There are there are characters from the show obviously in it, and sometimes characters in the movies are characters you've heard about before in the manga or the anime, whichever one you're intaking.
Okay.
But this film, I've had two friends that I've talked to, and I've seen other stuff online. If you are not a One Piece fan, you should still see this movie. This is a phenomenal movie. You can see it subbed. You can see it with subtitles. You can see it dubbed.
Hold on. Wait, is it in Japanese?
So the theater carries it in Japanese with subtitles,
Okay.
or dubbed, so the English voice actors are reprising their roles.
Does the English voice sound like shit?
My opinion, I'm
assuming you watch it with the Japanese commentary.
So if I'm trying to when I watch One Piece, I'm trying to pay attention. Yes, I watch it subbed because I like the Japanese voice actors. The English voice actors are great. I just prefer some of the characters in Japanese than English.
Dude, watching New Japan World, like I prefer the Japanese for some reason, and you don't know what the fuck they're saying, but something about it, I don't know. I can't explain it, and you don't get the subtitles, but like with that commentary, like I don't want to be rude. It's not like you can block it out, but like it's so hard to block out English commentary because they step over fucking everything.
Right.
But with the Japanese commentary, like I don't know, you can hear it's about the more, like you said, the emotion in their voice takes you through, and even though you don't know what they're saying, their emotion like is more than enough, and you can kind of like drown it out in a weird way. I can't explain it, but it's fucking strange. Anyway,
I will say there have been times where people in America, like Nate Wants to Battle, have translated and covered songs that have previously been in Japan, and they don't hit the same way.
Yeah,
he does a great, like Nate Wants to Battle. If you ever want to listen to him, he does a great job. But
who is that? What is that? Nate Wants to Battle? What is that?
He's a singer. That's like his YouTube handle. He does the theme. He does Delilah Hayden's entrance.
Wow! Oh, okay.
So he has the hardcore version of Let It Go. He does a bunch of covers, but he did one song from an anime I really love, and it just doesn't hit the same way. So sometimes translation doesn't hit. All the songs are in Japanese, so regardless of the version you see, whether it be subbed or dubbed, but they're all in Japanese, so that's great. But if you don't like One Piece, if you don't watch One Piece, if you don't watch anime, if you don't read manga, whatever, that's fine. That's your prerogative. This is a great movie.
Okay.
Quite plain and simple. It's a great movie. It has great. It's like a Disney movie. It has great songs. It has great emotion. The storytelling is fantastic.
Now it's pirates.
Yes,
Now, see, I can kind of fuck with that. Like that might get me there because that's cool. That's cool shit. I fucking love pirates. So pirates fucking awesome. Is it like a Jack Sparrow type, or they're not fuck around like that? Like, do they take that. Little things from like little? No, okay.
So the real quick, I'm not gonna take too much of our time with One Piece, but so the thing with One Piece is there was a pirate. His name was Gol D. Roger. He found what is called the One Piece. It's also the name of the show. He found the One Piece, and then he gets executed by the world government. But before he gets executed, like while he's
like for a cartoon.
I know. So he's like on his hands and knees, or he's on his knees. His hands are shackled behind him, and he's got two swords and an axe right at his throat, right? And before they cut his head off, he declares the age of pirates has begun, and the One Piece is real, or something like that. So it starts this whole.
It creates chaos.
Right, exactly. So the other thing too is there are these fruits called devil fruits, and if depending on which one you eat, you get different powers, right?
Okay.
So our main character, his name is Monkey D. Luffy.
Yeah.
He eats what's called the gum fruit, and that makes him elastic. So he can blow up his body in certain ways. He can stretch in certain ways. He's invulnerable to certain stuff. Like he ate the gum devil fruit, and then he's got elastic powers essentially, like Mr. Fantastic.
With that? Okay.
So, but like different people have eaten different fruits that have gotten them different powers. There's a character named Crocodile. I forget the name of his devil fruit, but he's essentially the Sandman from Marvel.
Yep. Yeah.
So, so it all depends on what fruit, whatever. Cool. So Luffy is tasked with, or his quest is to become the next Pirate King, because once Gold D. Roger died, there was no Pirate King. So Luffy says, I'm going to become Pirate King. I'm going to find the One Piece, and then your adventure goes from there.
Okay.
Different islands, different people you meet. It's just one of the best shows or stories that I've been reading. I caught up. There, like I said, there's 1,066 chapters. I'm on 800 and I forget where I am. I'm on like in the 800s. So
wow.
But this movie as a standalone movie, if you were to just go out and watch it, is fantastic. It's like I said, it's got wonderful songs. It's got a meaningful plot. There's consequences. There's everything a movie you'd want in a movie. This has, and it like I said, I've had two friends of mine who haven't watched a day of One Piece in their life, absolutely love it, and I've seen the same reaction online. So
cool.
As a standalone movie,
go see it.
It's fantastic. It's so good.
Now these only in certain theaters, or like dude, Showcase Cinemas used to be right down the street from me, and it's gone. So I don't know what the fuck goes on in movie theaters anymore. Like I don't even know where to find one. Danvers maybe. I don't know. But like I didn't know if it was like select theaters or like Showcase Cinemas or whatever the other ones are.
Well,
like
we
I don't
saw
know
this
if they
at
were.
the AMC and the Boston
AMC,
Commons.
that's it one. Okay.
So
well, there you go.
The thing is like you'd occasionally get anime movies in theaters, but it's been recently over the years that they've come out more and more. There's another anime called Demon Slayer. They came out with a movie called Mugen Train. It is the highest grossing film of all time in Japan.
Wow.
And this came out last year. So and it did very well in the States. Like Demon Slayer is a very popular anime in the States. The movie did well as well. Dragon Ball Z has put out 4 movies in theaters, and I've seen all 4 in theaters because I'm a huge Dragon Ball Z guy. And this was the first One Piece movie I've seen in theaters, and it was fantastic. It was one of the best. It was such a good movie.
Fucking rave reviews.
I know.
We should have a little movie corner, like a little movie section of just like little snippets, little Siskel and Ebert, whatever the fuck it was. Just like 5 minutes. A little 5 minute, like
whatever you want to film, Dom. I'm down.
I'm down for anything. What's music? Real quick. We can't even. Like, give me your top 3 favorite bands. Top 3 favorite bands. Go.
So it is Breaking Benjamin, Chevelle, and there was a band. They only put out 2 albums, but they were one of the first bands I saw live, so I kind of just fell in love with them from there. It was a band called Novice Day. They were out of Connecticut. Wow. Like I said, they only put out 2 albums. They're all on YouTube. NOVUS space DAE, cool. Novice Day. The band, from what I understand, kicked out the singer, got a new singer, and renamed themselves Diana Drive. They're on Spotify as Diana Drive. Again, they're based out of Connecticut. Yeah. I've shared their stuff a few times.
Maybe that's where I've seen it.
Then.
That sounds really familiar.
Album. They have an album and a few songs out on Spotify. They have a very interesting sound.
Cool.
So
but Chevelle and Breaking Benjamin, I know. I've seen Breaking Benjamin too many times to count because they were. I'm going to probably lose a lot of points here. 3 Days Grace. I used to be a big 3 Days Grace fan. So there was never a tour that went by without Breaking Benjamin on them. And actually, we've run into them like we were at Mohegan Sun, and like the drummer was there, and I think we were playing blackjack or some shit. We were shooting the shit, and he was telling me like all this cool fucking stuff about like how it is, and like being on tour and shit. Like he was going nuts. He was just going off and just shooting the shit. And I'm like, well, Breaking Benjamin, you now have my vote as an awesome band. So kudos to the drummer of Breaking Benjamin.
It wasn't I think it was either just coming out of the pandemic or just before the pandemic. Me, Teresa, my best friend Tom, and his girlfriend, the mother of my godkids, Tara, we all saw the concert. Was Chevelle, Breaking Benjamin, and 3 Days Grace. And I was
where were you?
Not Marlboro. We were outside. It was like the inside.
Comcast Center?
Maybe.
Greywood's?
Yeah.
Probably. Up in Mansfield, Foxborough area?
Yeah, Mansfield. Yeah,
that's where you were. You were at the Comcast Center. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry. So we were probably at the same show, which is funny.
I was like 3 out of my top 10 favorite bands knocked out. One shot.
Yeah.
It went 3 Days Grace, Chevelle, and then Breaking Benjamin. And I will never forget this. So at the time in wrestling, I was using The Mountain by 3 Days Grace as my theme song. And it's one of their newer hits.
Okay, with the new singer, with the new lead singer, after Adam got replaced.
Yeah, the old lead singer's younger brother. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I stopped listening to them after Adam left.
I will never forget this. It was such a shit day to get to there. It wasn't even like, it wasn't the fact that like it wasn't even getting there, or like getting to like when you were close to the arena getting there. It was like no matter where we were, it was traffic. It was just a garbage day.
Yeah, that road's a fucking one of those days. It always was. Yeah.
So we are in the parking lot, walking to the arena to get inside, and they're playing The Mountain. The 3 Days Grace opened with The Mountain as I'm walking up.
That's fucking sick.
I was pissed because I was not like
there, right?
I was like, if I was there in where we were on the grass.
I know that feeling. Yeah, the line.
I would have the video of me doing my pose, like the Okada pose that I do.
That's where I thought your story was going for a second. That's why
doing the Okada pose while The Mountain's playing. I was so good. And then later on, Chevelle, and at the time, me and Tom, our theme song was Shot from a Cannon by Chevelle.
Is this Tom Billington you're talking about?
No, not Tom Billington.
No.
Thomas Andrews. He was my partner. Okay. He's been my tag partner forever. We teamed in Newton when we did the 6-man. It was me, him, and Tara. But our theme song is Shot from a Cannon by Chevelle. And we were like, oh, they won't play it because it's a 7-minute song, but maybe they'll like play a little bit. You know, sometimes bands will like play half of one
yeah,
song,
yeah,
half of another song.
They mix it in. Right.
Right.
Yeah, they split it up. Right. They mesh it up. Yeah.
They're probably like 3 or 4 songs in. They wrapped up one song, and then we hear the start, because the start of shot from a cannon is like a guitar riff, and then it's like into the song. So they hit the guitar riff, and me and Tom get excited because we know it's coming, and then they swing right
Awesome.
and go to a different song. And I was just like, well, all right.
Quick tease. I know exactly. Yeah, that sucks.
I was like, I'll just fuck myself then, I guess. I'll just fuck myself.
I love it. So music corner with Conway and Dom. We are definitely in the same ballpark. So I think we could have some fun with that. Yeah, we'll have a little music corner, I think.
I forget who it was. Somebody asked me what my favorite movie or my favorite music genre was, and I was like 90s one-hit wonders. And they were like, they're like, what? I was like, dude, give me Wallflowers, give me Fastball, give me fucking not melons. Give me the Verve Pipe. Give me
the Verve Pipe. Wow. Yeah, keep it coming.
Dude,
right.
Give me all that.
That whole
give me
decade.
Vertical Horizon. Just give me. If they had one hit in the 90s, seriously. I bought their album, like or their tape. Like,
the whole thing too, not just the fucking single, because you figure you get something else now, and you only listen to one song.
Dude, I couldn't tell you how many albums I bought for one song and ended up loving the whole album. Like, I did it with 3 Days. Excuse me. I did it with 3 Days Grace. I did it with 3 Doors Down, Stained, Vertical Horizon, Goo Goo Dolls, Goo Goo Dolls.
Boy Named Goo. A Boy Named Goo.
Was that the Black Balloon? No, Black Balloon. Whatever album that
sure
was.
Is. That album is fucking awesome. Yep. I don't care what anyone thinks of me. Yeah. Go listen to not Boy Named Goo. I'm sorry. I forget what
Dave Matthews Band.
There we go. Dizzy Up the Girl. Dizzy Up the Girl.
Yep,
Dizzy Up the Girl.
Who's the band? Oh, this is gonna bug me now. Who did the song Shine? God damn it.
Collective Soul?
Yes, Collective Soul. Love Collective Soul. Like, the thing is like the thing. Yeah. I find this hilarious. I will never not say I'm not that. I will never not admit I'm not that religious. It's not my boat. I can't subscribe to one person doing everything. That's just, I'm not.
Well, I was just having this conversation with a friend of mine today. I can't believe that even just came out of your fucking mouth.
Believe in whatever you want.
As long as you're talking about people, I don't care. Right.
Don't
believe in something. Believe in something.
Yeah, just I don't think it was one person. That's all. If anything, I'm polytheistic,
it's tough
not
concept.
monotheistic. But I'm listening to these bands like.
I like where your head's at.
Monotheistic is belief in one god. Polytheistic is belief in multiple gods. So like Egyptians.
Okay, yeah. So I'm probably going the other way, but
right. So, So, but I'm listening to these bands like Vertical Horizon, Collective Soul, Flyleaf.
Let's fucking go.
Skillet, like, and I'm like, all right.
Fuck with Blind Melon. You fuck with Blind Melon at all?
Love Blind Melon. Give me No Rain all day. No Rain all day.
Soup. Listen to Soup. I'll send it to you or whatever. Listen to the album after that, Soup.
But
off the wall shit. Yeah, go ahead.
But I'm listening to these bands. I'm like, yeah, all right, I get it. You like God. That's fine. That's your prerogative. And I'm like, these songs are banger. I don't care. They're banger songs.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the Creed, even Creed's first album. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I loved
all
it.
Day. Like Creed has
the first album, My Own Prison. I don't give a fuck.
Solid songs.
Blue speakers out to it.
Dude, Creed has 8. Like, that first album's great. They have 8 solid songs. Off like, if you're just having me pick like songs, Creed has 8 solid songs. The other thing too, real briefly on Creed, I spoke earlier about how hold on. All right, real brief on Creed. This is a music podcast now. We're not doing New Japan anymore.
What the fuck just happened?
So real quick. So just like I was talking about earlier with Diana Drive, how like Novice Day was like, thank you. I got it at a Think Geek before they closed.
Fucking fantastic. Sorry, go ahead.
So just like I was saying with Novice Day and in Diana Drive, how like they were like, oh fuck the singer, we're gonna get a new one, rebrand and all that stuff. So Creed does that, where Creed's like, Scott Stapp's losing us all this money, we're gonna kick Scott Stapp off, get a new guy. Now we're Alter Bridge. Now we're only famous for Edge's song.
Wow, I forgot all about that.
Yep, everyone does. So
yeah,
Scott
I just
Stapp,
forgot they were Alter Bridge.
Right. So Scott Stapp releases a solo album.
Mm-hmm.
I
remember that.
love that album. Okay. I don't care if you don't think it's good. I don't care what you say. I love that album. I love Scott Stapp. If he's on TikTok and he's kind of just like he's a shell of what he was. Like I'm not arguing. I'm not going to say otherwise. But like
he was clean too, right? Like
he's supposedly clean and sober now, which good on you.
Oh, I thought he always was.
No, dude. He went down a deep dark path. Like
I didn't know that.
There's
a
reason they kicked him out.
Okay.
So, he did. There's a video on his TikTok where he's doing an acoustic cover of one of their songs, and I'm like, all right, I'm not the biggest acoustic guy. Like sometimes I am, but it has to be right.
It has to be right. I mean, the unplugged sessions. The unplugged sessions for me are just off the fucking
unplugged.
wall.
Unplugged Alice in Chains, unplugged Nirvana, like otherworldly.
Lane Staley was sick, like ridiculously sick in that. And if you listen to Nutshell in that unplugged session, it is. It blows. I don't know how. I don't know how he did it. I don't know how he did it.
It's a miracle.
I don't ever like. It's a miracle. And Kurt Cobain was.
It's one of those moments where you're like, it's like Favre the Monday night after his dad died. It's like,
right. It's a great comparison.
It's one of these things where it's deep. Like you just nut up and it's the best thing ever. And then you're just dead after it. Like not literally, but you know what I mean?
I mean,
like,
it took him like 6 years it took him 6 years to get there after that. And he was halfway there during that performance.
Yeah. Unplugged Alice in Chains.
He still fucking went off that night.
So good. So good. Default's another band. I love that first album by them. Default is so good. But yeah.
All right.
Creed is the 90s, early 2000s Nickelback. All right, you know how everybody hates on Nickelback.
They really are. They were the original. They were the original
Nickelback.
That's such a good comparison.
Nickelback before Nickelback was cool.
If you would have asked me, like what things we'd ever get into on this podcast, Creed would never. I would have bet the house that would never come up.
Yeah. Full of surprise.
I'm so glad I did. Like that's not a. Oh, yeah, we were gonna say that. Sorry.
The only problem I have with Nickelback is that I forget it was like their second or third album. It was like hardcore, bash your head to the wall, like amazing song. Super sappy romantic.
The music
metal
industry,
song that
the music industry, yeah.
But it was like this is the album.
Wild.
It was like back and forth. Back
I forgot all about that. Good call.
And I was like, dude, just give me give me sides of a tape here. A side, bash my head out.
Yeah.
B side, cry my eyes out. Just that's all I'm asking. Just give me a split
all
here.
About that, Conway. Wow. Yeah, they were heavy.
Dude, when they first came, when
because we saw
Remind Me comes out, dude.
That's how I found 3 Days Grace. They were on. My buddy loved Nickelback, and they were opening for them. And I was just like, who the fuck are these guys? Like, I went up to the big dude with his beard and got my ticket signed. I'm like, you guys are fucking awesome. Where are you from? They're like, Canada. I was like, what? But Nickelback was hard that night. I was like, this isn't the same fucking band that you hear on the fucking radio. It blew my mind. I forgot all about that. Good call.
My favorite Nickelback song is from the Spider-Man 2 soundtrack. So, or Spider-Man 1, because Spider-Man 2 was Vindicated by Dashboard Confessional. So
I love that you can pull that out.
I actually was it with 3 Days Grace? might have been Skindred. There was one time I was looking for an album. No, it was Seether. I bought a Seether album on accident because I was looking for I heard a song. No, I watched a song on like MTV or VH1 or something. I was like, oh, that's a dope ass song. Mm-hmm. And I really like it. I forget the name of the band. And I was like, I went to Walmart and I was like holding like a Seether CD and I was holding another CD. I forget the other one was, but I was like, I looked at the back and I was like, I think it's this one. And I bought the Seether CD and then went home, listened to it, and I was like, this was not what I wanted. But I love it.
But was the CD was the CD okay? I was gonna say, was the CD a complete waste? Good. No, at least you got something out of it.
No, it was like I was like, oh, I found a new band. Like, fantastic.
You copy them. You run home, you copy them, you burn them, you run back to fucking Newberry Comics, and you sell it back to them. Like that's what we used to fucking do. Because most
it was Karma and Effect. That's what it was. It was Karma and Effect. That was the name of the album. That was a good album.
Love it.
Their album after that, Finding Beauty in Negative Space, had a song on it called "Fuck Me Like You Hate Me."
Jesus Christ.
Fun fact about that song, real quick. Fun fact about that song.
Do we need to put a disclaimer up? Do we need to put a disclaimer up before this goes anywhere?
No.
If Danny's listening to his kids, like, shut it off.
Yeah. I already swore. Anyways, so me and my dad used to share a car because he would, like I've said before, my dad's done overnights. So,
yeah.
So right. I would get the car in the day as long as I'm home before 10 or whenever he needs to leave, whatever. I don't care. So the car we had was a 2001 Subaru Forester, had a 6 CD changer in it, right? So that had whatever in it.
I forgot all of it. Yes.
So I must have
fucking memory banks unlocked.
Was it a Friday? It was I for some reason my dad had taken the car in the morning. So I think it was a Friday night. He took my mom's car to work or something like that. So I do whatever on Friday, come back. Saturday morning, I get a call from him. And he goes, "What song? Who sings the song Fuck Me Like You Hate Me?" And I went, that's a band called Seether. Why do you ask? And he's like, well, it's blaring on the radio right now. And kind of just wanted to know. And I was like, well, are you mad? He's like, no, it's a great song. But I was just like, he's like,
that's cool, Dad, man.
He was like, you gotta forgive. He's like, you gotta forgive me when I'm a bit confused when I turn the car over and I have some guy yelling that at me for no reason.
I just worked an overnight, 10-hour overnight shift. And he's got his kids fucking,
whatever,
absurd music screaming in his fucking face like he needs it.
My dad's sitting there like, well, I put on Rock 101 and there was nothing but Nirvana and grunge on there, so I kind of had this coming, but still wasn't expecting it.
Rock 101. Damn. They were fucking awesome.
It was either tapes or Rock 101 because Lord knows
they were out of New Hampshire, right?
I have no idea. It was they were playing all the fucking hits, man.
Yeah, 101 was awesome.
That's all. That was it. Okay. Should we talk wrestling now?
I think we should get into it.
30 minutes into the podcast.
Jesus Christ.
We don't all right, real quick.
We don't get
to the point right away like Nestle, all right, and Danny or whoever does it with Nestle that week. Like we want
there is no structure.
This is the morning show of the Jobber Knocker, right?
See, I think of it as the night, like we are literally Arkin and the other kid that's with him. Like that's who I always feel like we are.
We are the morning shift. We are the morning shift. Right? Yeah, we're the morning show. We're
toucher Rich. I'll take that.
We'll talk sports, but it's gonna take us a bit to get there.
Yeah, we are. You're right. We're definitely more toucher Rich. Jesus Christ.
Adam Nestle
and like they are just they are Felger and Maz. They are like
Adam Nestle's
like these guys are like fucking
all day.
And then I come on, my fucking internet's not working. Like, I'm yelling, I'm screaming, I'm a fucking nightmare. I'm like, why does anyone put up with me? Like, fuck, what?
Because you're trying to. Nestle sitting there's like, this is why we don't have guests on here.
Did he say that?
No, I was just like, no, because I know Felger like hates having guests on, and like he hates that stuff. But he's just like, like, hold the phone like a pizza, talk to it like this. I will never forget this. One time Felger was like, it was just a bad call day, and he's like, guys, I'm making a rule going forward. If you give us any pleasantries, I'm hanging
no pleasantries.
Up on you.
I was listening that day too. We are done with pleasantries. That's why every time you say pleasantries, that's what I think of.
And I laugh because even today, it happened today when I was listening to it.
Somebody he stuck to his guns on that.
Oh yeah, no, he does. He goes because he just stopped responding because people just go. I love when he's just like. I love when somebody goes, "Hey guys, how you doing?" And Felger just goes, "Get to the point. What's your point?" I love it so much. That's why I love Felger and Maz. I love Felger. No, they're so good.
They are.
I hate Beetle and Bertrand.
You know why? Because Beetle sucks.
No,
he is the safest. He is the safest motherfucker on the planet. Won't take a chance. Won't what?
I think Zoe sucks. Zoe
sucks. Yeah, but Boston people are gonna fucking love him because he's
a mediocre quarterback that played for the Patriots.
Right, exactly.
And he's a bro. He's a pro. He's the definition.
That's the thing. That's what I was trying to say without saying. Like, he has the bro. He has that Barstools fan base on fucking
lock. He's just a fucking bro.
He's money. He's money in the bank in Boston, dude.
What up? Eat a dick. So. All right.
Had a fucking cannon though. All right, yeah, we need to get into it. We really 32 minutes. We gotta get right into it.
So, Battle Autumn. That was a thing that happened over the weekend. That happened on the 5th. That was two Saturdays ago. Battle Autumn. We had 3 title matches on it. You're supposed to have 4, but Carl Anderson rather have that Saudi money. So before Dom, I know we were talking earlier. You said you only watched the final 3 matches of that show, which is fine.
Matches, yeah.
I'll just do a quick run through. Catch 22, which is TJP and Francesco Kier defeated Bushi and Titan.
Have they always had that name?
So here's the thing: is like, I don't know honestly, because like,
that's the first time I've heard it.
I don't know. I've only seen it on the. The thing is like, New Japan isn't great about like announcing team names if it's not a faction. Like if a faction if two members of a faction or 2 members of a faction have a team name, like it's either the team name they're getting announced as or the faction they're getting announced as, never both of them. So like, and it's sometimes it's wishy-washy what they do. So I'm looking at the Wikipedia right now. It says catch 20 or catch. It says 2/2. I read it as 22. Whatever. But like at the same time, Bushi and Titan are Los Ingobernables de Japón. You know what I mean? So it's like,
gotcha.
Whatever. So they retained. I know you had Francesco and TJP. I thought Bushi and Titan were gonna win because I thought.
Don't remember what. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't remember what my picks were for this, like at all.
That's fine. I kind of do.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. Right. Don't worry about it. As somebody with a horrible memory, I'll never get mad at you. It was a good tag match. Like there was a few times those Bushi and Titan I thought had it, but
So did you say TJP and
Akira won?
Good. Oh, awesome. All right.
So they'll be our tag champions walking into Super Junior Tag League coming up.
Good. Good for TJP.
Yeah, I'm always happy to see him with the title.
When he's motivated, man, he's a different animal. So good. When he wants to be, he's got that other level, man. That when he's ready to kick in, he fucking goes. And you can see him get complacent and Impact. And I was like really like watching it week after week. I would see him take these dips. couple months of like just fucking bangers, and then like fall off. It was kind of like when he wasn't involved in the X division. You know, you could see that like, oh, I got nothing going on, so I'm not going to lace him up tonight. But when he does,
right,
it's fucking awesome. Anyways, good.
United Empire, the team of Aaron Hanare, Gideon Gray, and Aussie Open, defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Gideon Gray's a weird dude, huh?
Yeah, he's really weird, but he's fun to watch.
But I love it. He fits perfect. He's right out of Reservoir Dogs. Like, I get what they're doing, but man, he's fucking weird. Go ahead.
No, he's a weird dude, but he's fun to watch. He's definitely something I think the United Empire needed, because
100%.
It's a bunch of serious guys, and then Gideon Gray can be serious. I'm not saying he can't, but he adds another depth of character to the United Empire that it needed.
100%, kid. I love that. You are much better with words than I am. Perfect.
They defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi, Toru Yano, David Finlay, and Alex Zane. I have a thought on. We're gonna run down the World Tag League roster later, but I have some thoughts on some things they did with the tags. That match was fine. It was a nice 8-man. It wasn't anything special. I didn't expect it to be.
Yeah, I saw those on the card. I'm like, well, those are a lot. Kudos to you for all of it.
Hakaleo absolutely demolished Yujiro Takahashi in 28 seconds. Dom, I said it to you earlier. I heard the bell, looked down, looked back up, match was over. I was like, well, all right. And honestly,
we were saying this, like, much needed win for him for that. That's how he has to win.
The fact that it was in 28 seconds was way better than giving him a fucking 8-minute win over Yujiro.
100%.
Let him
a guy like that
destroy.
Is he still green? What's his deal?
I think the thing is
I haven't watched him work in a while.
To me, Hakaleo is right. He's at that point where he's past green.
He is. He should be better than where he is right now. Yeah,
he's not
he's polishing. They're polishing.
Yeah, they're polishing. Yeah, exactly. He's in the polishing stages. So give him like 2 or 3 years, and he'll be he'll be at where he'll be till he falls
forever.
Off.
Okay.
In the first matchup of the NJPW World Television Championship Finals, Ren Narita defeated Sonata in 14 minutes 31 seconds, and it was a fucking banger, and it was everything I wanted it to be.
Well, Narita's he's been kind of on a tear lately, right?
Yeah, no, this is his tournament to lose, I think.
And that was against who?
Sonata.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So
night one.
What?
Nothing. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
All right. Right after that, Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Evil in the second semifinal matchup in 4 minutes and 48 seconds. So on January 4th, your finals for the New Japan World Television title are going to be Ren Narita versus Zack Sabre Jr. And I think they're going to give it to Zack Sabre Jr., but I'm praying for Ren Narita to pull out the miracle here. Because like we said last time we talked, Ren Narita is giving off so many Shibata vibes, and I'm here for every single one of them.
There it is. Okay, I was trying to put it together on why we talked about him. Yes, 100%. Okay.
I'm so glad New Japan didn't swerve us with either Sonata or Evil winning. I was so happy. I will say though, I know you I will say, go back and watch that it's on YouTube. Watch that Zack Sabre Jr. Evil match, because the early shenanigans by Sonata are the early shenanigans by Zack Sabre Jr. are absolutely hilarious, and the backstage promo after is just as funny.
Is that the one where he loses his shit at the end and completely destroys everything on the way out? Okay.
No, that was from the G1 climax. This was from Battle Auto. Yeah, it's all the new. We said this last time. The thing that New Japan's doing with this television title is they're throwing all the matches up on YouTube for free.
All TV titles on TV.
So good, such a good idea. So we had the 4 participants the day before this took place. We had the 4 participants we had a press conference for the show, and it was just so I misspoke last time when we were previewing the show because I said it's going to be the 4 participants at Wrestle Kingdom taking on 4 other people. What was actually happening was at the press conference the day before, they were each going to open an envelope, and 2 of them were going to have a red colored piece of paper in them. The other 2 were going to have blue, and then whoever the 2 people that drew blue were going to be on the team, and the 2 that drew red were going to be on a team. So it ended up being Master Wato and El Desperado taking on Taichi Ishimori and Hiromu Takahashi. And Master Wato and El Desperado won. There was some division at the end, which I even said no, not knowing what this match really was. I even said it at the end that there was going to be some division in this match, and there was. But it was still a great match. These 4 men did a phenomenal job. After that, we had Kazuchika Okada and Tama Tonga taking on Jay White and Kenta. Dom, what did you think about this one?
Let me see what I have for my notes here. Jay White was in a fucking mood. I'll tell you that. That's in my notes. Like, that's the first fucking note I have is Jay. Like, he always is, but he was a little more jacked up than usual, which is, if you've been watching any of Jay White anywhere in a match, like, he talks a fucking lot. And he was yelling some shit. And then he called for Okada. He said, I want him, because he started off his team, and he said, and Tama was going to start. And he said, no, I want Okada. And I was like, okay. Like, something like that immediately, like, that's it. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
And he was yelling some shit. Oh, he kept saying, which makes me think they're locking up at Wrestle Kingdom, right?
Yes. That is your main event of Wrestle Kingdom.
So they're going to go 60 minutes. Because
really?
he was saying that to him at the beginning of this match. He goes, I thought I wrote it down. Maybe I didn't. He was like, you tired yet? He's like, you tired yet? Because the time limit's 60 minutes. And I was like, oh shit. Like, you don't say that out loud in a match for no reason. Not these guys don't, So that made me think that's something. And they kept talking 4-1. He's 4-1 against Okada. But he hasn't won the big one at Wrestle Kingdom. So something's going to happen. Like, if he's 4-1, I don't know. But they're planning something big for him and Okada at Wrestle Kingdom. I mean, that's an obvious statement to make, but they might be going 60. Just a guess. That's what I took away from this match. I think that's what pretty much I have. Like I said, I was watching off my iPad, so I was trying to write shit down as it was happening. He called him a coward. I think that's about it.
Oh, he is 4-1.
And they kept mentioning it too, which they were like, he's 4-1. They were putting emphasis on Jay White being 4-1, and that he hasn't won the big one at Wrestle Kingdom, or he might have not won it all at Wrestle Kingdom, but that doesn't sound right.
I don't think so. Okay. So
I have it written down. He hasn't won at Wrestle Kingdom, but I'm not sure that's 100% true.
So
might be title matches or something.
It's okay. So it's okay. So here's my loss. No, he beat Kota Ibushi at Wrestle Kingdom 14 Night 2. There was no title on the line there.
Always in the same building, right? Always in the
yeah.
Tokyo Dome?
Yeah.
Okay. Because they were mentioning that too.
He defeated Okada at Wrestle Kingdom 13, but there was no title on the line.
So
he is winless in title matches at Wrestle
That's
Kingdom.
What they meant. Okay, there it is.
So okay. So I don't think Okada is losing at Wrestle Kingdom. I think Could it go an hour? Yeah. I don't think it's going to be a draw. They're not ending the first Wrestle Kingdom on one day or one night Wrestle Kingdom in 3 years or something like that on a draw.
No, but I guess when I say that, they're gonna go up, to the time limit or extended, or
right.
I don't know.
They're gonna go.
Yeah, I didn't mean it was gonna be a draw.
Go 50+ minutes.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Here's the thing that people don't understand is that when it comes to Wrestle Kingdom and sometimes like just some big shows in general, like everybody, sometimes people are like, when it's not always diehard WWE guys, but like there's sometimes it's like, whoa, they went 30 minutes. That was a long match. And I'm sitting here going, dude, I just watched Wrestle Kingdom 13 and there was like 4 30-minute plus matches. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm sitting here and I wish there was.
Even for me, when I see that's a WWE thing, and like I get it though, because even when they do it, I'm like, wow, like these guys just went. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like, but WWE makes it always feel like an impressive feat, which it is. It's a very
no, it is. It's 100%.
But I know what you're saying.
No, I've wrestled like 20 or more 5-minute matches that were exhausting. I've wrestled like 10-minute matches that I didn't lose an ounce of breath. You know what I mean? It all depends on what you're doing and how long. Wrestling for 30 minutes, regardless of the level you are at, is impressive. I'm not saying it's not. Mm-hmm. All I'm saying is that when people go, oh, wow, Kenny Omega and Kazuchika Okado's average match time is 36 minutes or what? I don't know what it actually is. I'm just picking up numbers. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm here for every second of it. Like like when I go to Wrestle Kingdom or when I watch Wrestle Kingdom, I'm like, yeah, it's a 4-hour show, but 3 of those hours are 4 matches. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, the
pacing is to pace out a show, let alone to pace a match out like that, has to be ridiculous. Like I can't speak to any of this, but like to pace out a 60-minute match, let alone to pace out 4 of them on a card, like yeah, man, yeah, it's a lot. Like it's fucking impressive.
Like you got to like it's like Jay White versus Tama Tonga went 31 minutes.
Wow.
Like,
and it was like
just
and they went 31 minutes. Like
right. Like
not a lot of wrestles in that one.
It's just one of those things that like that's just what you do. Oh, when Jay White versus Okada Dominion from this year, 36 minutes 5 seconds. Like
wow.
Don't get me wrong, he has his he went 6 minutes with it was Jay White and Chris Bay versus Rich Swann and Willie Mack 6 minutes and 30 seconds. That was on Impact. Like he just like
wow.
He went 18 minutes with Chris Sabin. Like it's just one of these things that like I watch it. I'm sitting here and I'm like, yeah, of course this guy can go whatever. Jay White, Hiroshi Tanahashi, 39 minutes. Wrestling Dontaku 2021. Like I'm just like Dave Finlay defeats Jay White in 20 minutes. Like
right.
Jay White defeats Aaron Hanare in 25 minutes. Like that's Aaron fucking Hanare going 25 minutes.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Like I'm just saying, like this is not like it's the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah. Are you going this year?
Like,
are you going in January?
No, I'm not going. No,
oh, okay.
I wish, but no.
Are you going to learn the language?
I would like to, but I don't know if my brain can handle it. Kota Ibushi defeats Jay White in 48 minutes. Jay White defeats Kota Ibushi. This is all Wrestle Kingdom, by the way. Wrestle Kingdom 15. Here we go. Shingo Takagi defeats Jeff Cobb in 21 minutes. Sonata defeats Evil, 23 minutes. Hiromu Takahashi defeats Taichi Ishimori, 25 minutes. Kota Ibushi defeats Jay White, 48 minutes. Like,
wow,
that's the back half of the card right there.
It's fucking crazy.
Like,
yeah,
it's just one of those. It's just you gotta. It's just what you do when it comes to Wrestle Kingdom. That's just what you do, man.
Yeah, it's like, not up or shut up, right?
Like, Tetsuya Naito defeats Chris Jericho, 22 minutes. Hiroshi Tanahashi defeats Kenny Omega, 39 minutes. Like,
I forgot Jericho. I forgot all about Jericho's little stint there. All right, so.
Oh, here we go. Back to back. Kenny Omega defeats Chris Jericho, 34 minutes, 36 seconds. Kazuchika Okada defeats Tetsuya Naito, 34 minutes, 26 seconds.
I must have fucking banged.
Those are the last two matches. Like,
I was definitely watching that one too.
Like, that was just at Wrestle Kingdom 12. Here, I'm just going to give you the match times.
Sure.
32 minutes, 6 seconds. 18 minutes, 49 seconds. 17 minutes, 3 seconds. 15 minutes, 8 seconds. 14 minutes, 14 seconds. 18 minutes, 4 seconds. 21 minutes, 18 seconds. 19 minutes, 43 seconds. 34, 36. 34, 26. Like,
wow.
Like, that's just when it comes, and don't get me wrong, I find it absolutely hilarious that Jay White is asking Okada if he can go 60 minutes, and I'm like, dude, you're barking up the wrong tree here.
But that was what was so shocking about. Like, he said, I was watching, and he said it, and I was like, what the fuck did he just ask him? And I'm like, why is he even asking that? Because it really didn't make sense in the match. Like, I get it's a 60-minute time limit, but it's not one-on-one. So for him to ask that question in this situation leads me to believe that there's a reason for it. Japan's pretty, like, these guys are pretty good like that. They just don't talk shit just to talk shit, like that lets you know something else is coming.
Hold on, you got I hate you right now because you got my brain on a mission.
What happened? What I do? What direction did I steer you in?
Hold on, 2018. Okay, hold on.
What is going on over there? What the fuck happened?
Because now I'm just in a mood where I'm just like, I'm gonna try my best to prove you fuckers wrong. Hold on.
About what?
January.
Wait, what do you want to prove wrong? What do you upset? Okay, I'm gonna hit the mute button.
Just mute me. That's fine. When the hell is WrestleMania? I always forget. There's Backlash.
April, first weekend in April. What the fuck are you looking for?
Greatest Royal Rumble.
The second weekend in April.
WrestleMania 34. Okay.
AJ.
Okay. Here's WrestleMania. Here's WrestleMania 34. Same year as the Wrestle Kingdom 12 that I just gave you. No, 2018. WrestleMania 34 was 2018. Ready for this?
Okay.
15 minutes, 30 seconds. 13 minutes, 5 seconds. 8 minutes, 15 seconds. 20 minutes, 40 seconds. 5 minutes, 50 seconds. 2 minutes, 45 seconds. 15 minutes, 25 seconds. 10 minutes, 15 seconds. 20 minutes, 20 seconds. 4 minutes. 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 55 seconds.
Conway.
That's WrestleMania.
Conway. Think about the audience, though. And I get what you're saying. The audience isn't full of us. And when I say us, I'm not even talking about just me and you. I'm talking about, like, that's including, like, Nessa, like, everyone in the Jobberknocker, like,
right.
Yeah, all of us want to sit down and watch banger after banger after banger and, like,
right. You're right.
6 hours. I don't give a fuck. But it's like, do you remember being a 10-year-old kid? Like, the only thing I wanted to do was see Rockets hit fucking high spots. Hogan hit his music, do whatever the fuck he did. Maybe Snooker and Tito Santana, if they made a nice little fucking boom. And, like, that's how we're wired. That's how we were wired as WWE fans growing up. Like, and it doesn't leave you.
No, you're right.
They created the thought process of what we think wrestling should be.
No, you're right. That's just
What WrestleMania was that? You were just running
34.
Down? What was 34? What were you just? Which was what? New Orleans.
Hold on, I'll pull it up again because I have no.
What's the main event? What's the main event?
Brock defeats Roman.
I just wanted to know if AJ.
Yeah, that was Orleans.
New Orleans. Okay, so AJ and Nakamura was on.
That opened with Seth Balor and The Miz.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good. What's the time on Nakamura and AJ?
20. 20 minutes, 20 seconds.
They could have got 10 more. They could have got 10 more out of them. But the 10 minutes they didn't get went to the low blow. So I understood that, and then they actually have 2 fucking matches after, maybe 3. There might be a 3. There's 3 pay-per-view matches in total with them. That was part of what I was doing this week, and I wanted to compare that to Okada and Omega, which is a terrible idea. It's a good feud. I forgot AJ Styles and Nakamura had 3 pay-per-view matches after. There was 2 more pay-per-view matches after that WrestleMania. There was the Backlash and then Last Man Standing, and I believe Money in the Bank, which I think was the best out of all 3. And my thought process this weekend was, I'm going to watch those 3 matches, and then I'm going to watch fucking Okada and Omega, and I think I watched one of each. I was all over the fucking map. It was absurd, and I apologize. So I am throwing caution to the wind and just following your lead.
I am 100% aware. And I acknowledge I am just being a snotty New Japan fan.
And I get it. I get that.
I accept that. But
they don't do it to piss us off. This is what I'm starting to realize. I'm starting to remember, even listening to them, they not really trying to piss us off. Their core group is still probably 4 to 10 or 4 to 12. Whatever that number was on the Hasbros. So it's but then I think about it. And another thing I was doing this weekend was I went back and I wanted to see how Sami Zayn started with the bloodline. I don't want to get into it here, obviously, because this is one of the most intriguing storylines in the world. In the 7 months that it's taken place is pretty much all under Triple H's umbrella. And if there's some semblance of a fucking payoff, we don't have to see the ending of it, but if there isn't a major fucking moment coming at the 35th anniversary of Survivor Series, the way they have built this up since the weekend, the second SmackDown after WrestleMania, I'm going to lose my shit because I started going back and watching. That's what I really fell into this weekend. Dude, what Sami Zayn has done.
Dude, Teresa says if Teresa, I don't know how serious she was when she said this, but she was like, if this doesn't end with Sami Zayn beating Roman Reigns for one or both titles, it's not worth it. She said something to that effect.
Teresa, you're 100% right, and here's why. He now knows the weakness of Roman Reigns, and it's not even a big secret. He figures it out the minute he gets into the bloodline. He went knocking on Roman Reigns' door. He says something to him. Roman takes the bait. And I watched it. I was like, holy shit, I forgot this happened. And it was such a major part of the storyline. He can easily take Roman Reigns down right now if he wants to. It's fucking wild. He knows his weakness.
I always thought that Sami was going to use his information to help Kevin win. And then Kevin tears his MCL last weekend, and I'm like, well, there goes that out the window.
There goes. I had a little idea with Kevin Owens too, but what you want to remember here is that Sami Zayn, at least up until June or July, till Money in the Bank, his whole vendetta has been getting his respect back as a professional wrestler because he got put in the ring with Johnny Knoxville at WrestleMania. The fun part about that is his best friend got the biggest fucking spot in the world of his whole career with Stone Cold Steve Austin on this, might not be the same night, but the same WrestleMania. Yeah. And I thought for a second that's where they were headed until KO got hurt. But there is a lot going on with Sami Zayn, and he is having the best year. He's my he's my wrestler of the year. It's absurd.
For WWE, he's at least my wrestler of the year right now. For 100%. WWE, 100%. Yeah. He's been he's been such a he's in the middle of a promo with Adam Pearce, and he has this important piece of information that he has to get out, and he does something, and it is fucking wild. Pearce almost cuts him off, and he puts his hand up in his face, but not as
it was like I got to say this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not part of the show. Like, and it was so instinctual on his part that I'm flowing, don't stop me. This is like one of the most important parts of the story. Let me get it out. And I saw that and I was like, wow. I was like, Sami Zayn is fucking incredible. Anyway, so
back to New Japan.
I know, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine because I started it. So yeah, no, I don't. It's tough because like I'm such a big Jay White fan. I'm such an Okada fan. I want Okada to win. I want Jay White to win. Unfortunately, they're facing each other. I just think until I see it happen, I think Okada's. I don't bet against Okada in Wrestle at the Tokyo Dome. I don't do it. But I thought this was a nice match. Told a great story. Thought it was good.
So you said you're not betting against Okada in the Tokyo Dome, so you get Okada. No, is Jay White staying put in New Japan up until Wrestle Kingdom? Is he showing up anywhere else?
Not that I'm aware of.
No, I'm not asking if you know that. That when I ask those questions, I'm literally asking is what you think it as a fan, not what you may or may not know. I guess that's kind of skews your thinking, but like,
well, like I don't know
if you would, yeah.
Like he's not going to show up. There's no Ring of Honor shows he could show up on. He's not going to do a random appearance. The thing is like New Japan is in a point where like, all right, we're gearing up for Wrestle Kingdom. We need as many people healthy as we can, and top priority on that list is your main event. So if your main event goes anywhere, and don't get me wrong, you can get hurt doing anything at any time.
That's a good point.
You can get out of bed
and he doesn't necessarily.
Ankle, but I'm just saying,
when I say show up, he doesn't need to get in the ring. That's true too. It's just a risk of putting him anywhere. Do you know when his contract is up?
No, the general thinking when it comes to New Japan is that contracts are up. Any contract renewals take place after Wrestle Kingdom and before New Japan Cup. Like that gap is like re-signing period, because like there was a span where like when AJ left, when Nakamura left, when
this is where I'm going.
AJ left, or sorry, I just said that. When
Omega.
Kenny and the Bucks left, when Carl and Gallows left, when Balor left, for the most part, name it, when that person left, it was after Wrestle Kingdom and it was before New Japan Cup.
If Jay White's contract is up after Wrestle Kingdom and he drops the belt to Okada, do you think he is WWE bound?
So
I don't think there's a better time for it, to be completely honest. But go ahead.
So here's the thing: if it's now or never for Jay White.
Okay.
Because I feel like I just looked it up because I was curious because I remember hearing something about him talking about contracts. He supposedly last year he said he signed a 7-year contract. When that contract starts, when that contract ends, nobody knows. Obviously, but
could also be attacked. Oh, it wouldn't be attacked.
Honestly, it could just be one of those things where he goes, "No, I'm signed for 7 years," and then nobody ever talks about it ever again till we're at 2028. You know what I'm saying? Like it could. Like it's almost the opposite of MJF, where MJ's like the contract war of 2024. He's like he's telling you when his contract's up and making you anticipate it. Where Jay White's going 2028, my contract's up, and you're like, oh, so we don't have to worry about it for.
Yeah.
You can argue till 2026 because maybe there's a buyout clause or whatever. But if Jay White loses and drops the belt to Okada, I will not feel easy until after Royal Rumble. I don't.
Well, and that's where he goes. That's where he pops up.
There's always, and I feel like I say this every year, and it always never happens, and this is why
I'm gonna forget this.
This is why like Teresa doesn't like reading the dirt sheets, and this is why I've not read them or I don't believe them as much as I used to.
You know why? Because it's all fucking guesswork.
Yes, it's 100% all guesswork.
It is. Meltzer has. Yeah, he's guessing.
Meltzer's a piece of shit. But anyways, I'm not going down a Meltzer rabbit
hole. No, I'm not. But he's guessing.
So I think he's guessing, but I also think he has sources in WWE. Whether what they give him is real or not, that's up to them.
Okay. Yeah.
So I always have this uneasy feeling from the day after Wrestle Kingdom, from January 5th to the day after Royal Rumble, because, and then I get it again the day after WrestleMania. That Monday after WrestleMania.
I love that you're saying this because this is
I'm just sitting here like freaking out, going, "Oh my God, Jay White's leaving. Oh my God, this person's because and it's not even that I want to be clear that it's not even that I want them not to go to WWE, because I want you to. I've always been of the belief, get your money, but don't bitch where you are. If you if Miro leaves WWE to go to AEW for more money,
you can't bitch. That's it.
And then
you made your choice. You made your bed.
You made your bed.
You made your bed. Fucking lie in it. Right. 100%.
So
you make the decision. Yep.
Right. I forget who said it, but I've always subscribed to it. The grass isn't always greener. And if it's greener, it doesn't mean it's better.
No, it just means there's more shit.
It's just green. It's just a greener shade. It's just a better shade of green. So as much as I would love to see Jay White be in New Japan for the rest of his career, because I love what he's doing, I love his connection with the New Japan audience. He's putting on banger after banger after banger after banger. I would love to see, there's a part of me that would love to see him in WWE to see what he does. And if he succeeds in WWE, whatever you would take as a success, I can have my blah moment with everybody who never got Jay White, who always shat on Jay White, and go, see, this is what I fucking was talking about.
Yeah.
If he goes to WWE and has success, he's better than AJ Styles. He's as good, if not better than AJ Styles. He's better than CM Punk. He's better than Hangman Adam Page. He's better than he's done better. If he goes to WWE and wins a WWE championship and has a good reign, he's better than Kenny Omega. Because Kenny Omega was on top of the world.
Could never do it in the States.
Was on top of the world in New Japan. Went to AEW. Changed who Kenny Omega was. Found success, became AEW World Champion, however you want to say he got it, whatever. I don't care. When you look at the record says Kenny Omega AEW Champion. Okay? I thought he had it wasn't the best title reign. It wasn't going to compare to anything his New Japan stuff was.
He was in the top, you know me, I'm not the hugest kind of guy. He was in the toughest spot with that title. Like, you're starting a company, and
right. I think he handled it well. Leading in. Yes, I thought it was for what he was given and what it was what led into it. It was as good as it was going to get.
Yep.
But if Jay White goes from New Japan, the top promotion in Japan, being a multiple-time champion, multiple Grand Slam champion, one of the greatest IWGP World Heavyweight Champions of all time, then goes to WWE and becomes WWE or World Heavyweight Champion, whatever one, does not matter. I don't care that they're two different belts. I don't care.
One of the two.
It doesn't matter.
One of the two works, right.
Then he is better or just as good as AJ Styles, CM Punk, Kenny Omega, because now he's done it in the States. Now he's doing it on the biggest stage.
I'll argue you on AJ, but he had more time in Japan and has done more in Japan. So, yeah. But AJ's close. Other than that, I completely agree with you. There was one more question. Do you think if contracts are up, I was saying this the other day in the group chat, and I was like kind of throwing out feelers. Like, there's always a glimmer of hope when I think how WWE works. It's like there's always a part of me that wants to believe in the pie chart that I understand it's 99% entertainment and TV in Hollywood, and that's where they are right now. They're manufacturing shit that we don't even isn't even on our fucking radar when whatever's about to happen with this company down the road happens. Like,
right.
You know, and I get that, and great. I'm actually very excited for it. There is a small part of me that wants to believe in that pie chart that there is that one little 1% sliver that they are a wrestling company, and that the moves they make and the way they book certain things, they are trying to acquire talent like Jay White, like Kenny Omega, like AJ Styles, and seeing what's going on right now with AJ and Finn, even though Finn has Judgment Day with him, leads me to believe that maybe they are looking to like actually put a stamp on this, even though they can't call it Bullet Club. They are looking to put a stamp on this or put their stamp on it and say, okay, like we're going to get everyone, all the Conways and the Doms and everyone that the Chris Letters, like the people that watch both and really always wanted that fantasy, just figure it the fuck out. We're going to try to do this for you guys. And we're going to try to get Jay White here in January. And we're going to Jay and him and Finn and just give it all to you, because we still are, at the end of the day, a wrestling company. It is, whether you like it or not, one of the best stories and one of the best factions that for pumping out talent. Give me a faction that is pumped out and put validation on talent more than the Bullet Club. And I can't, do you see what this is doing to me? But like that, you know what I mean? Like that's how I feel about the Bullet Club. But now I'm starting to look at it like this.
Look,
and I'm like, wow, Japan is we can call WWE. I'm sorry to cut you off. We can call WWE the machine all they want. New Japan is just as much as a fucking factory as anyone else. And anyone that doesn't think so, man, take a fucking look at who's worn that Bullet Club shirt and come away with some serious fucking swagger. That's it.
I love that. So here, okay. So to your first point about WWE taking a more wrestling route, they need to change the culture, and it doesn't start with the roster. It starts with the fans, okay? I read to you, we went down both the WrestleMania 34 and the Wrestle Kingdom 13 or 12 or whatever it was. And the times were drastically different. But that's because the fan bases are drastically different, okay? For WWE to not get to New Japan level, I'm not asking that. What I'm asking for is, or what I would prefer is what WWE would need to do is, and I think I'm not looking at times on Raw or SmackDown or anything like that, but you have a balance and you throw in one or two at different times of the night, those 12 to 15-minute matches. And you can't just do it with your top talent. It has to be everyone. Because the thing with New Japan is that they can, like I said to you before,
at any
Aaron
moment.
Hanare and Jay White, Aaron fucking Hanare, that Wonder Bread piece of shit, went 25 minutes with Jay White. No one expects that. So if you can do it with Baron Corbin or The Miz or Austin Theory, even though I know he can go that long, like just the people that aren't normally going that long, and you give them those 12 to 15s, those 2 TV segments or whatever you want to call them, and you start integrating these little by little, and then when the pay-per-view comes, now the crowd is accustomed, because they've had 4 weeks of it, to have, you can still have those 5 to 8s, those 2 to 5s, whatever, but now those are used to break up the monotony of, if you go like a 13, then a 15, then a 5, and then you go a 12, then a 20, then another 8, and then you finish it off with a 30. Okay, you've given those 3 breaks you had are structured where now the crowd's like, oh, I've had a small break now. I can sit for 30 minutes. You know what I mean? It has to be culturally done with the fans, because if WWE just goes, if we go from the WrestleMania of those times I listed, and then the following year or the following month at Backlash, you go those Wrestle Kingdoms times I gave you, they could be the best matches in the world, be recognized at it, but the crowd watching either in person or or on home are going to be exhausted. You have to slowly integrate and slowly uh, 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 customize, or whatever the word is, your fans to it. Dom, did you ever have fish, like pet fish?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so I did too. When my dad would get a new fish, when we got a new fish, he would take the fish that was in the bag that we just got, and he would keep it in the bag, but put it in the tank for like 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay.
Just to get it accustomed to the temperature of the tank. And then he would release it into the tank. That's what you have to do. You have to adjust the fan base to those longer match times, because if you do it right away, you're going to shock and jar, and it's not going to go over well. So
Conway,
and
you wrap that up. You wrap that up fucking beautifully.
Thank you.
And I think they kind of you're welcome. I think they kind of like really Finn Balor seems to be doing that for us right now. Like, I'm gonna guess him and Seth may have went. It's tough to tell with interests and shit and commercial breaks. They might have went 20, 25 last night, maybe a little less. But it's probably more like 19 or 20 after the bell rings. But I would look at Finn's last 3 TV matches and see what's going on there. So to your point of what you're saying, 21-10, it was about 30 with entrances.
Probably they went 21-10. Ziggler and Theory went 15, and
that was fucking awesome.
Chad Gable and Matt Riddle went 10. Everything else was under 10
I'm sure
minutes.
They got a solid 10. Okay, but you're kind of not in the way you just described it.
No, but
they ended the show with a 20-minute fucking banger, and
right,
and it came off a fucking Theory completely 180ing his character, like a major turning point. This was a major turning. I love wrestling when watching young talent, because when they have those moments, like as fans, we always want it. We do it a lot with MJF. Like, we want every moment to be that moment. Austin Theory had that last night. And it's just like, and then you give us a 20-minute match. Like, that was a bang situation.
Right. But again, that's Finn Balor and Seth Rollins expected. That's Dolph.
So you're saying
Dolph Ziggler, and if you know anything about Austin Theory, expect it. Like, I expect that of Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler, his whole WWE run has been one of the best wrestlers and entertainers.
Don't get me started on Dolph Ziggler.
So underrated, in my opinion. If it wasn't for concussions, he'd be so much better than he was.
Breaks my heart. Breaks my heart. Literally. Into pieces.
But now to, what was your other point?
Do they book?
Oh, the Bullet Club. So here's the thing. The Bullet Club was the Bullet Club blew up more than anybody than anybody ever thought it would.
Yeah, because Kenny Omega's a huge part.
I mean,
it is for me. So this is where I say,
I think that. So, here we go. This is what I wanted. So, the thing was like, it was really the Young Bucks, because it was like, Kenny joined in like late 2015.
Mm-hmm. Who did he replace? AJ?
He was introduced with AJ still leading the
That's what I'm saying, and then he took it from him, right?
He
sends him packing to WWE, right?
Right. So it's just like, the thing is like, you just it's one of those things where, like, if you look at the Bullet Club, it's like they needed a faction for the American talent or the foreigners, the Gaijin. And
they do. They want to protect their guys, and they want to make their international, who's international to them. They want to make them superstars, man, and they do such a good job at it. They say, like, AJ, right. Kenny, Jay White, like, what?
The thing is, or at least in my eyes, is that, like, if Balor doesn't leave in 2014 and join WWE, if he never goes, then AJ doesn't join Bullet Club, and AJ's just doing AJ things.
That's true too. Balor leaving is a chain. It rattles off a chain of events that impacts the wrestling industry. Wow, Conway.
But the thing is like, you had this perfect storm of, like, Balor goes to WWE, AJ leaves Impact, and then goes to New Japan, joins Bullet Club. Now everybody who's wondering what AJ's next move was and expecting it to be WWE, and you have him watching, you have all the eyes on AJ watching. Then he goes to New Japan,
wasn't on my radar at all.
Clubs, and then blows up. Bullet Club just blows up. And then you add the Young Bucks, and then like, you add the Young Bucks, and then you have and then Kenny gets added, but Kenny gets added as a light heavyweight talent. He doesn't get added as the heavyweight.
Right.
So, like,
he works his way there.
But, like, right, but he was brought in.
He didn't have anything
light heavyweight, and it was a return.
He didn't have anything handed to him in Japan. He did all that on his own, which is very impressive. That's cool. That's what's awesome about Kenny Omega.
Like, that's DIY as DIY gets when it comes to Kenny in Japan. But, like, if it wasn't for AJ and the Young Bucks, and arguably Kenny Omega and Cody Rhodes, because I think that Cody Rhodes and Kenny Omega rode the coattails of the Young Bucks when it comes to Bullet Club, because the Young Bucks were blowing up so much. Because then you get the Hot Topic deal that puts New Japan shirts in Hot Topics across the world. That puts Bullet Club shirts in all across them. So, like, Bullet Club is the best thing to happen to New Japan out of nowhere in the 2010s. Like, I think New Japan would be fine. I'm not saying they'd be out of business or anything like that, but I don't think they would have. They wouldn't have the global presence they have. They would have it in the UK. They would have it in the UK, but I don't think they would have the New Japan Strong Dojo. I don't think they would be doing the shows they do over here. I don't think we'd be doing this podcast, honestly.
No. No, because I would have never. Once they got on Access TV, that was it for me. I was like, wow, they're attainable. Like, this is fucking awesome, you know. And I was locked in. I was buying Wrestle Kingdoms, and without that coming to Access Television, I don't know if that happens.
Right.
For me.
So I think there's a slight notion of, there's not so much anymore, but there was a notion of come to Bullet Club, come to New Japan, or join Bullet Club in Adam Cole's situation, because Adam Cole used
Adam Cole is another one, right?
Because it was he was the Ring of Honor faction leader of Bullet Club. And then it was Marty Scurll. Marty Scurll got bounced for Adam Cole, but the Ring of Honor Bullet Club, it was come to Bullet Club, join Bullet Club, get over as you'll never get as over as you are in Bullet Club.
It's true. It's true.
And then you'll get signed by WWE.
Because
it's just one of those things. It's like,
we are putting you in the face of
Finn Balor, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, AJ Styles, Adam Cole,
all of it.
Like, those are the it's just like, those are the 5 biggest names in Bullet. Cody Rhodes, if you want to make that case,
Yeah, I mean, Cody,
even though
Cody going over there changed everything, man.
Right.
Like,
it was just
he gets that relationship with the Young Bucks because of ROH, New Japan. Like, AEW happens. I don't want to say because of that, but that's when that friendship and that bond happened. Like, we got another wrestling company on top of all the fucking stars you just mentioned.
All because
we got another wrestling company.
All because of Finn Balor and the Bullet Club.
What?
It's why Prince Devitt's the god of is one of the gods of wrestling.
It's fucking wild, and I almost feel bad that I shit on Bullet Club for so long because, but
the thing is here's the thing.
I get what it is. I, as a faction or whatever, like sometimes I can't handle it. But wow, as a factory.
Here's the thing: is that and I will catch flack for this some way, one or another. But the story of my life, not for the most part, but there's been parts of my life where the story is I enjoy things and love things before they get cool. Like, and Bullet Club's the biggest one, dude. Because at the time before he became Fergal Devitt, well, that's his real name, Fergal Devitt. But in New Japan, Finn Balor was Prince Devitt, biggest babyface they had, tearing it down, winning Best of the Super Juniors, all this stuff. Then he turns heel, joins and forms Bullet Club, literally forms it.
Yeah.
And I watched the next day or the day after, and I was
so when you say that, is that their idea? Like, do they say, hey, it's like, did New Japan have Bullet Club ready, queued up, like teed up, or did they say, hey, we want to do this? How do you feel about it? Like, what's the story there?
I forget the origins of,
because that's interesting too. If it was something they came to New Japan with, that's even more fucking incredible.
So the original 3 was Finn Balor, Tama Tonga, and Bad Luck Fale.
Yeah.
And then Carl Anderson joined a few months later. But it was Finn's moving up to the heavyweights, but he's Finn Balor, so he's ripped like Jesus, but he's not built like a brick house. So we need him to have somebody who can be that muscle for him. And in comes Bad Luck Fale, who's a giant of a man, and who not so much now, but at the time was a towering man that was impressive. And then you add an impressive young boy who was at the phase where he needed that change, where he was doing his young boy shtick with the stereotypical Samoan gear of the Jimmy Snuka tiger print or leopard print or whatever, no shoes, blah blah blah. So they're like, all right, we're not going to do that with him anymore. We're going to give him a character or whatever. And then you get Bullet Club Tama Tonga, and then it's just off to the races. And to be honest, I don't think anybody thought it was going to blow up like it did. But and that's partly because of AJ and the Young Bucks, but it would just Bullet Club would be what Bullet Club is now if AJ didn't join, because I still think the Young Bucks would have joined because they needed the junior tag.
Oh yeah, they weren't fucking stupid, man. And then
Kenny still would have joined. I don't know if Cody would have joined. Like, there's variables and whatever, but like it's just one of those things where, like, I was such a fan of the Bullet Club when it started because it was just so fresh to me and so new, and I loved Prince Devitt so much. I still do. And then, like, just being always a Bullet Club fan through the years. And then, like, even the rough patches of Bullet Club where everybody was like, when it was like after AEW was formed and everybody left, and I'm still there going, Bullet Club for life. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing the original Bullet Club sign, and I'm like, and I'm sitting there and no one else. Everybody's like, "Oh, Bullet Club sucks now." Blah blah blah. I'm like,
they're done.
We got Guerrillas of Destiny. We got Jay White. Like we've still got people, guys. Like I'm, you know what I mean? Like I'm like, they're. When did everybody leave?
Probably
So
18, 19.
Chase
19 AEW stats.
Yeah.
Right?
So
19 AEW stats.
We have like, now it's like we get Taichi Ishimori, fantastic, one of the greatest juniors of all time.
By the way, his post conference after Battle Autumn. Did you see this with Takahashi?
Yeah.
Oh my god, fucking so wild! Good. But go ahead.
But like,
I just wanted to get into that at some point.
It's the thing is, it's just like you have these people that are now here, and like the current iteration of Bullet Club is like, it's Bad Luck Fale, Chase Owens, Dick Togo, El Phantasmo, Evil, Gato, Jay White, Kenta, Sho, Taichi Ishimori, excuse me, Yujiro Takahashi, Ace Austin, Chris Bay, and Juice Robinson. Okay, I think
those last three.
Please take House of Torture and get them out of here. Get out Evil, get out Gato, or excuse me, get out Evil, get out Dick Togo, get out Sho, and as much as I love Yujiro, get Yujiro out of here. Like it's like I enjoy where Bullet Club is now because I think there's a resurgence. I'm sitting here like one of those old people, one of those crazy people on a soapbox going, the resurgence is coming. It's coming. It's coming. Right. It's coming.
But I mean? How can you not think it is at this point? Like they're getting to that point where they turned Jay White into a star. I guess Jay White was a star beforehand, but they made me a Jay White.
Here's the thing.
Interested in Jay White. They made me interested in Jay White because
the thing about Jay White,
he's doing everything right, man.
And
he's doing everything right.
The thing with Jay White is he did his excursion with Ring of Honor, and he was Wonder Bread. He was Wonder Bread, and he's just ripped Wonder Bread, and then he comes back to Japan, joins Chaos, but Okada doesn't trust him, which is awesome, but.
Right. Why would
you? Then he turns on Okada, joins Bullet Club, the leader of Bullet Club, and it was just off to the races from there. And I'm like, if you just watch Jay White from when he got back from excursion, and I don't get me wrong, I was preaching I was praising Jay White since Ring of Honor, if not before. But I'm just
they need to do that. Like they need to have just like a disc, like chapter on like New Japan, like Jay White chapter, click on it and just watch his ascension. Like just give me everything he did and that's it. Hit play and just let me watch that and nothing else. Like, can we just fucking figure this out? Like streaming services, how to do that, how to just give me one thing I need to follow instead of having to go through fucking everything and watch it piece by piece. Sorry. Like that's it. It'd be huge. Especially with Japan, where everything's so fucking tough to find.
I know. All right, back to Battle Out.
Yeah. All right, I know. Sorry.
So we have FTR defeating United Empire, keeping their IWGP Tag Team Championships. Jeff Cobb either got hurt during that match or there's personal issues now. He's been taken. He got taken off the New Zealand tour they just did, and he got taken off. I think he got taken off. I think he got hurt that night. Knew he couldn't go, and that's why we have Aaron Hanare and Great Elton.
You know what? I watched this match, and I probably shouldn't have watched it after the Aussie Open match because I was like, that match is fucking insane. Like that 40 minutes of not what I was expecting. One of the best tag team matches I've seen all year. And then I watched this match after, and it was very good. But I'm going to say, if you want to watch this, just watch them in Aussie Open instead, and you're off to the fucking races. Like FTR is just doing. It's such a basic thing to say, but they really are just getting better and better every match out. And all of a sudden, the last month or so, Cash Wheeler is on another level. Like, he is doing shit in matches that are just eye-popping, man. Like, I think in the Aussie Open match, like, they were taunting him. They had him on the fucking rope, and I think it was the smaller kid. Well, I can't even think of his name right now. Fred, whatever. He throws the thing up in front of him, and Cash fucking bites his hand while he's doing it. And I'm like, that's insane, man. Like, I don't know. He's just crushing it right now. Cash Wheeler is fucking clicking on all cylinders in every match I've watched with these guys.
So when it comes to FTR, they are.
Mm-hmm.
I want to preface this by saying they are one of the greatest tag teams of all time. They are they're probably the best tag team going right now. Okay, I just don't care.
Wow.
I love watching their matches. They have really great matches, but
what's missing for you?
I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it. I'm like, this is FTR. This is going to be a great match. And then I'm just like, okay, that's over. What's next? Like, they put on amazing matches, amazing team matches, and they will go down as one of the greatest tag teams of all time. But there's just something missing from them that makes me not really care about them. I don't know. I don't know. I think I just never have cared about them. When they were in WWE, I never cared. I just
the WWE getting called up after they got called up for NXT. That host, what a waste of fucking time. Those poor guys. Like, man, you're doing all that shit with Alpha and DIY, and you get called up to the main roster, and it's like 2 years of absolute, maybe more than that, absolute fucking dog shit.
Yeah,
and it was such valuable years wasted in their time in their career.
Well, they're definitely making up
I didn't.
for
it. They are, and I didn't love this match. It was actually a little tough to get through. But like I said, I think it was because I was coming off the Aussie Open match. It was probably a bad idea on my part. But
no, they are.
Yeah,
this was it was a bit of.
It's also, who was it? Hanare and Okan.
No, it was Cobb and Okan. But
you think he got hurt? Maybe that's why too. I was probably expecting more Cobb, and if he got busted up, we probably got a lot of Okan, and it just turned me the fuck off.
Yeah, it was. I don't know why, but this match just didn't.
It didn't land for me at all.
Yeah, and that's fine. They're gonna have those matches, honestly.
Yeah.
Again, but it's still a good FTR match. So our main event of Battle Autumn was Will Ospreay versus Tetsuya Naito, and these guys started it off hot, and they did not stop. This match, it's just
I like the way this match
get in it. Every time these guys get into it, it's just fantastic. So it's just one of those things.
Peanut butter and jelly with these two every time they step in the ring together, 100%. And this was the match. This was the kickoff where, like, it all leads up to them hitting both the same pose, right? Like, Ospreay knew what Naito was doing. He was one step ahead.
Yep.
And when they slid back in, they both hit the pose. He's looking at me like, oh, Ospreay's. To me, that was Ospreay having a leg up. Like, I know what you're about to do. He kind of had him. That whole opening sequence, Ospreay was kind of like one step ahead, which I thought was very cool.
No, it was great to watch. They went balls out like you expect them to, and it was just everything you wanted it to be, and then more. But I think the real story was after.
Yes, 100% it was.
The return of Shota Umino to a New Japan ring, and I'm so excited that Shota Umino is back in New Japan. I don't think he's getting the belt off about Will Ospreay, and we'll talk about that when we get to Historic X. But I'm just glad he's coming back to New Japan, and if it's a full time, I'm even more excited.
Okay. Now, is he comes out in all white it's funny because like he hits his pose and he looks like Naito from the back, and then he turns around. He's got a little Tanahashi to him, and he's all dressed in white. So is he like the white? Is he saying he's the white knight of Japan, like he's here to save the day, or has that always been his look? Because that's kind of what I grabbed from that interest. I didn't know if that's what they were trying to convey.
No, I think that's just he. To me, his head has always kind of looked like Tanahashi.
Yeah, he does. He looks like him.
His gear kind of reminds me of Tanahashi, but
yeah, he's definitely.
But I think that. But I think that that's what. Part of me feels like that's what New Japan wants for him. Is like they're like
it seems
could see the difference between
because they're so heavy on his age. Yeah,
the difference between WWE and New Japan to me, thinking wise, is like WWE or New Japan's like this could be our next Tanahashi, where WWE's like this is our next Tanahashi. You know what I mean? And like New Japan seems like they're willing to sit back and let you develop to be hopefully that next person.
Okay.
Whereas WWE's like, if you're not like this in 3 months, we're gonna bury you, which isn't always the case.
Or we force it down your throat until you love it.
Right.
And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
No, but again, like so it's so with Shooter, it's one of those things where, again, him, Shooter Umino, Ren Narita, Tsuji, I keep saying his name wrong. We were just talking about him. Hold on, I'm gonna get his name because he deserves to be talked about. But there's 3 people coming up from the New Japan system that are coming back from excursion. It is Shooter Umino, it is Ren Narita, and it is Yota Tsuji. That's his name. That are just going to be the next 10 years of New Japan. Those are the next 10 years. Because Okada's got 6 in him left, I think. Tanahashi's got 3 to 4. Naito's got 5 if his knees hold up. Like this is the next wave of New Japan. It starts with Shooter. It starts with Ren Narita, and it starts with Tsuji. And the thing is that
third one I'm not familiar, but the other 2 I know.
You will be soon.
So I'm sure. But those first 2, man, watch out.
The thing with Shota Umino is that whether it be New Japan asking or John just doing it, John Moxley took a big liking to Shota Umino.
Okay.
And that's why you saw him with the Moxley jacket when he came out. That's why you saw him hit the Death Rider. Like, so he's gonna be a bit of a blend of Tanahashi and Moxley.
Wow. Okay.
I feel like he's gonna have the attitude and the grit of Moxley, but he's gonna have the presence and fan awareness of Tanahashi. And he's going to have the look of Tanahashi too, because again, his gear is very Tanahashi, especially if you look on it when he first went to excursion in the UK. So not this year, maybe not next year, but definitely 2024 going forward. These 3 are going to be top of the class. Ren Narita is probably going to win a New Japan Cup. Shota's going to win something. He might win a G1. If out of these 3, if I had to pick one, it's Shota winning a G1.
Okay.
But we'll see. It's all a waiting game, honestly. But a great transition, because now we're into Historic X, and at Historic X, we've got Will Ospreay taking on Shota Umino for that IWGP United States Championship. I really think Ospreay is winning it. I don't think Shota.
I mean, if he loses the title, Yeah, I mean, if he loses the title here, then what's the play? Because the world title's locked up already, heading into Wrestle Kingdom. So unless it's a rematch. But anyway, go ahead.
So so we're on to Historic X. We've got
yes.
It's a big show. It is a huge show for both New
I
Japan
see
and
11
Stardom.
matches.
Yeah. If you count the 2 pre-shows, yeah.
The 2 pre-shows, yeah.
So it's gonna be. I'm so excited for this show. Like I can't even tell you how I can't even express into words. So
is this only on New Japan, or is this one on Fight TV too, or is it just New Japan?
So it is 27 in American money, USDA. It is $27 on New Japan World.
I saw that on the graphic, and I meant to ask you what that meant. So they're even if you have New Japan World, they're charging for a pay-per-view rate.
Yep. And it's not just so they're charging. So it's everybody. They're not just charging the U.S. audience. It's everybody. They've done this before with certain shows. It's usually if New Japan is collaborating with somebody.
Okay,
they do this.
That makes sense.
There was a show earlier this year. It was the main event was El Desperado versus some deathmatch guy in Japan, and it was like that was like the main event. It was like this big death match, and you could buy it on New Japan World, the whole show. So like this isn't unprecedented. The price is, but it's not. It's such a big show. So, it's acceptable in my eyes, at least.
Okay.
So we start off with as I have titled the graphic card in my folder for this episode, Japan versus US Young Boys. So we got Oscar Liubi, Kosai Fujita, Ryohei Iowa, and Yota Nakashima taking on Kevin Knight, Gabriel Kidd, Alex Coughlin, and Clark Connors.
Yep.
I have Alex Coughlin winning this. I know it's an 8-man tag, but I think Coughlin gets the win here.
Gotcha.
I think they want him looking strong going into World Tag League. But I mean, that's just who I have right now.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, other than Clark Connors, I don't know anyone in this match. What's Gabriel Kidd's and Kevin Knight's deal? Who are they? Because I
think
them
they're just New Japan strong talent, honestly.
Okay.
And again,
Gabriel Kidd, any relation to Tyson Kidd? Anything going on there?
Not that I'm aware of. No.
Okay.
I think they're on the card to get people familiar with them going into World Tag League.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of figuring too. Because when I saw their names in World Tag League, I had no fucking idea who they were.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the second match on here doesn't have the participants, so we're gonna just
I saw that.
skip that.
And what is it? It's a 15-woman, looks like Battle Royal or something.
Yeah. So that
they call it a Rambo.
I guess so. Yeah, I'm honestly not as familiar as I'd like to be with Stardom.
Okay.
But we were watching. I've been watching just like highlight videos, and it's amazing. They're
cool.
Teresa loves their gear. She finds it so cute and adorable.
So
then we have
Chaos.
Tomohiro Ishii, Yoshihashi, Yo, and Lio Rush taking on, as I dubbed them, House of Torture, because I'm not calling them Bullet Club. We have Dick Togo, Sho, Yujiro Takahashi, and Evil. I have Chaos going over. And honestly, if House of Torture goes over, then they're going to give the wins back on World Tag League probably. I don't know. I think this is one of those skippable matches to me, but I'm interested to see how
Lio Rush is getting he's getting some love, huh? He's on this show. He's on the fucking World Tag League. He's in there right now.
Well, New Japan really likes Lio Rush. They do, and he seems to be in a good mental health space.
That's yeah. If he's because he is a talent, and he's just one
100%.
of those kids. He's one of those kids I can get really excited about, and then bang, it's gone. And it's like, oh, well, I just invested all that time, and you fuck it up. So hopefully, he can stay on the straight and narrow, and this is a good opportunity for him for sure.
No, 100%. I think I would like to see Chaos go over here. I want to see.
I'm with you on that.
I'm interested to see how Lio Rush and Yo do together. I really am.
All
right. So next we have the team, the faction of Queen's Quest, which is hold on, give me 1 second.
Saye.
Oh, are you going to try this? Because if you're going to try this,
Saya Kamitani. Saya Kamitani.
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 The eyes are more like E's sometimes.
Okay. When they're in the middle like that.
Yeah, Saya Kamitani. I could say it one way and then it's completely different the other way.
Yeah.
She teams with Lady C and AZM, and they are taking on the Donna Del Mondo faction of Thelka. Never heard of her. Himeka
right.
and Maya Sakurai. So I'm familiar with Queen's Quest, the faction. I've watched them. I've watched some of their former members.
It's a cool fucking name.
Yeah. So they had like B Priestley. I forget her name in NXT now. She was there. Piper Nevin or Viper or Dewdrop now is her name on it. WWE. She was part of them. Io Shirai was a leader for them for a while.
Cool. So they pump out talent. And this is Queen's Quest?
Yeah, this is Queen's Quest. So that's who I'm leaning towards.
Sure,
I'm leaning towards Queen's Quest for that.
Sign me up.
But I'm just I'm very much hoping that this gets over so well with everybody, because I think this, like, you think you've seen women's wrestling before, but once you watch Stardom, it's a whole different
I can only imagine, man. Just because, like, the small glimpses of the good we get in WWE when they allow them to be themselves and just do what they can fucking do. And Io Shirai, like even Kairi Singh, like, when these girls go, watch the fuck out. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited too.
Right. Our next match, we have Tom Lawler teaming with the PWI #1 women's wrestler in the world, Tsuyorai, taking on Zack Sabre Jr. and the person I thought was better than her this year, Julia. I love obviously. Julia so much. It's either Gulia or Julia. I think it's Julia. I love Julia so much. She's so good. She's just so consistent, so good. And when you watch Stardom, you see all these bright colors and different looking gear and all this stuff, and then Julie comes out and she just stands out in every way, shape, and form. She's so good. Cool. So I'm excited to watch her. And I'm so excited to watch her with Zack Sabre Jr. as well. I think it's just a match made in heaven. So I think it's going to be either Zack Sabre Jr. over Lawler or Tsuyorai over Julia.
Is it WWE rules where it's no intergender?
So the thing
and
is,
I'm with you. I'm taking Sabre and Julia because I just like Tom Lawler.
The thing is that there is history for both. There's history that there are WWE where women can only fight women, men can only fight men. But at the same time, there is history to show the opposite. I don't know how New Japan and Stardom are going to do it.
Okay. All right, cool.
No idea.
Not that it matters.
I would like to hope that there is it is. Here's my hope: is that it's not because I want it this way, but just because I think this is how they're going to handle it. I think it's going to be women can only fight women, men can only fight men, but each match, and there's 2 of them. There's 2 mixed gender matches, where we'll get some crossover.
Okay.
Like somebody's gonna hit somebody with a Hurricane Rana, or Julia's gonna put Lawler in a submission, and then Sarai is gonna put Zack Sabre Jr. in a submission, and then you know what I mean. Like there's gonna be some crossover, but I think they're gonna have it men versus men, women versus women, and then some crossover. You know what I mean? So then we have a 8-person tag match that I can't find.
Suzuki Gun.
So it's Suzuki Gun in Mel tier, which is so it would be Taichi and Yoshinobu Kanemaru teaming with Tam Nakano.
Tam Nakano.
Tam Nakano and Natsupoi taking on the other Suzuki Gun members, El Desperado and Doki.
What the fuck is going on here? Why are they infighting?
I don't think it's so much infighting as I think. I don't know.
Okay, so nothing happened. All right.
Right, nothing happened. They did a press conference earlier late last week. So it may have been brought up there, but Doki and El Desperado are teaming with the Black Desire faction of Starlight Kid and Momo Watanabe. There's an El Desperado and Starlight Kid shirt, and Dom, if you want to give me anything for Christmas, that would be it. Because that shirt is so fucking adorable. Oh my god!
What's it have? It's not the term I was expecting.
Oh my god, it's so good. But I'm
find the graphic if I can flash it up.
Even before this, excuse me. Even before the press conference took place, I had Desperado and El Desperado, Starlight Kid, Doki, and Momo Watanabe winning this. I don't know. I don't know why. That's just how I had it.
Sure.
That's how I thought it should be.
I'm with you on it. I'll follow you into hell till I get to something I actually know about.
Oh my god. Here you go. Wait, did I find it? Oh god damn it. I'll look for it later. I'm not looking for it right now. All right.
Next up we
have Hiroshi Tanahashi teaming with Utami Hayashishita taking on Hiroki Goto and Maika. And I think I might have said this to you before. I don't fully remember. This feels like they put the Tanahashi of Stardom with the Goto of Stardom. Like, you know what I'm saying? They put them together.
That's who they. Goto is the Tanahashi of Stardom.
Feeling. Okay. That's what I feel like they did.
Love it.
I would like to see Goto and Maika get the win here. Just as a nice, like, subtle upset, not real upset, but subtle upset. But if they do, it's Maika over Utami. Because for whatever reason, I don't think they're going to have Goto pin Tanahashi, but what does it matter anyways?
I mean, obviously I'm going with my boy here, so I'll always just pick him, Tanahashi, forever.
That's fair.
I'm going Tanahashi.
Then we have a huge New Japan style 10-man tag where it's LIJ taking on United Empire. And I actually think LIJ is going to get the win here. I think the team of Bushi, Takahashi, Sanada, Naito, and Takagi are going to get the win here.
It's a nice team.
It's a nice team. LIJ is a great faction. I think that's who's going to get the win here.
Yeah, it's Naito, Shingo, Sonata, Takahashi, and Bush. This is going to be off the fucking walls.
Oh yeah.
I'm going with my boys. Throw them up.
You throwing your crown up?
Throw the crown up.
Throw the crown up.
I'm going United Empire.
That's fair. I think honestly, if United Empire wins, it's on the backs of Aussie Open. I think that's just how it is. In a match that took me for great surprise, because I didn't expect it.
Wow. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
We have
yeah.
Which I don't know if it got changed. I don't know if Jeff Cobb is still on the card. As of this reading, he is. But it's going to be Great-O-Khan, Aaron Henare, and Jeff Cobb taking on Toru Yano, Kazuchika Okada, and the Great Muta.
Is this the first time? Shit. Is this the first time Muta and Okada are in the same ring together?
Yes.
Fuck.
I think it's I don't think they've ever faced before.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, he's going out on a fucking run.
Yeah, this is it for him. He's going
night.
Yeah, he's going to he's going down in a blaze of glory.
He sure fucking is. Wow. That's awesome.
So last year at the Wrestle Kingdom New Japan show, which was essentially day 3 of Wrestle Kingdom, Okada and Tanahashi defeated Kaito Kayomaya and Kenji Muta.
Okay.
So
this is the first time they've been second time in this ring together, first time as teammates.
Yes, but it's
I'll take it.
Technically, the first time Okada and the Great Muta are in the same ring together. Yeah. That was Kenji Muto.
Okay. Oh, wow. He didn't have the shit on?
Splitting hairs. No, he didn't.
No, that's not splitting hairs. That's fucking huge. That's like, yeah. No, I'm taking that. That's a huge W.
Historic X.
That's what I needed, Conway. Thank you.
It's Muta, it's Hanar, it's Yano, it's Okada. That's it. That's awesome. Who wins. And here's the thing.
Yeah, of course it is.
Great-O-Khan. If United Empire wins, it's Great-O-Khan over Great Muta right now. I'm telling you right now. If that's what happens, that's why it happens. It's Great-O-Khan over Great Muta, but it's not going to happen. Then we have Will Ospreay versus Shota Umino, and again, I think it's going to be Will Ospreay, unless the only reason that Shota Umino wins is that Shota then takes the belt and leaves New Japan and goes on another excursion, just travels with the belt, and it's just not on New Japan TV. That's the only reason.
What happens to Will Ospreay?
Hanari. Well, here's what I hope would happen. Hanari gets hurt on the first match of the World Tag League, and then Great-O-Khan's going, I don't have a partner anymore. And then Will Ospreay comes in, and then the finals of the World Tag League is United Empire versus United Empire, and Will Ospreay and Great-O-Khan as the 2 founding members of the United Empire win the World Tag League and then dethrone FTR at Wrestle Kingdom.
What the fuck did you just say? Oh, shit. But, okay, so only the last match that happens where Will Ospreay won't be in the whole tournament.
No, he's in the first match.
He's in the whole tournament. The first match.
Hanari gets hurt.
Do you risk that? I will preface this. I love everything you just said. Does New Japan risk that with him, like putting him throughout this whole tournament? They don't care.
No,
they don't care. No one cares. All right, yeah, great.
Hanari would have to legit get hurt, and we don't wish injuries.
Oh, so that's just a hope. No, I mean a work injury. I don't ever want to see. No, but all right. Either way, I'm down for it. Great. I guess Will Ospreay here.
Yeah,
if Shoto takes, because if he takes the title, I mean, like I said, unless it's a rematch at Wrestle Kingdom, then where's he headed? All right, main event.
So your main event for the IWGP Women's Heavyweight Championship is the finals of the Historic X-Over tournament, the IWGP Women's Tournament, if you will. It is Mayu Iwatani taking on Kairi, and for you WWE fans, that is Kairi Sane.
Cool.
The IWGP Women's Heavyweight Championship is heavily influenced off the IWGP World Heavyweight Title third generation belt. And
so this belt is brand new, and that's what this tournament is, or did it get upheld?
No, brand new belt.
And where is this? So has this tournament just been taking place throughout Japan, and they really haven't mentioned anything?
There was one match at Royal Quest Day 2.
Okay.
And then there was there were Stardom matches, and then at night 1.
Oh, so Stardom. I forgot they have Stardom. I'm sorry. Yeah.
At night 1 of the Goddess of Stardom Tag League tournament, on night 1, the semifinals took place. Kairi beat Jazzy Gabbert, and Mayu Iwatani defeated Utami Hayashida.
Jesus.
So I'm as much as I would like to hope that Mayu Iwatani is gonna come out. It is not. This is Kairi's match. This is Kairi's been returned. This has been her long-awaited return from whatever injuries she sustained from Charlotte back to Japan, gaining her.
She's essentially
and
everything we talked about with talent coming over to the States. This is the complete reversal of it, where the WWE rub is actually helping New Japan. Like the minute I saw her name, I'm like, oh, I'm immediately interested in this main event now.
So
because I know the talent,
Right. So this is a situation where, right, exactly. She got huge in Japan, came over with a lot of fanfare, and she was great in WWE.
She's fucking awesome.
Pirate gimmick, so good. It was great. It was wonderful.
She was reckless. She's fucking reckless.
And then a few concussions happened due to Charlotte being reckless, and maybe Nia Jax too. I can't remember if Nia hurt her. I don't remember. But then she goes back to Japan, and the feeling was that she was going to be a liaison for Japan for WWE.
Wow.
And then she started to wrestle, and then she just started wrestling for Stardom, and all those talks went out the window, and now she's in the main event of a show, and she's going to be the first IWGP Women's Heavyweight Champion, in my opinion.
That's awesome. Explain liaison for WWE in New Japan.
So the talk was that any talent that WWE wanted to bring over from Japan, she was going to be the one to talk to them. She was going to be a scout over in Japan, and she was going to be like,
wow,
hey, WWE wants to talk to you.
Shit. Okay.
But that went out the window as soon as she started wrestling again. So
good for her.
Yeah. So,
awesome. Yeah.
I think it's Kairi. I think it's Kairi.
100%.
I think it's Kairi. 100%. Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So that's the Historic X show that takes place on Sunday.
Wow, so we got Full Gear Saturday, this on Sunday.
Yep.
What a weekend.
Yep. I know.
Fuck.
And that's my weekend, Dom.
That's it. I fucking love it, Conway. I fucking love it.
So next week we're going to talk about World Tag League, and we're going to talk about the Best of the Super Juniors Tag League. And then we're in the final stages going into Wrestle Kingdom. We're getting there.
Let's go.
Dom, any closing thoughts?
No, man, my brain is kind of mush right now. Like, that was a lot to take in. I'm fucking. I got nothing.
All right.
I did. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. We're 2 hours in. We're good.
Yeah.
All right, Dom, we covered a lot today, but we talked about the most important thing, which was Historic X-Over and the new era.
I thought it was Creed's first album. That wasn't the most important thing. No, Historix X. I hope people check it out. Obviously, you don't want to pay $27 for it. I get it. Try to find the clips online, Twitter, follow along, and we'll be tweeting shit out too.
Yeah.
Get your eyes on this shit because there's some fun stuff going on over there, man.
It's gonna be a banger. I'm hoping it opens so many eyes. All right, Dom. I'll see you on Saturday.
No, brother.
All right. Bye, everyone.
See you later.